all the cracks unless it was a structural issue. And that's what the engineers determined.
When I went out to do it, I was told point blank, anything that was wider than a credit card was supposed to be repaired.
I don't ever remember saying.
I didn't say you.
Okay.
They said.
That's the typical criteria. You
Yeah.
submit a credit card into the crack, and it's all the way across the gutter kind of thing, not just a slight crack. That's generally will be structural, because eventually you'll have water penetration, and you'll get into the base, and we'll start to...
That's exactly what I was told.
So we might want to revisit some of those. I certainly don't think all of them that were on the list would qualify.
I didn't either, some questionable, but I know there's structural damage in these gutters. I wrote the community that list, and there's some, not my house included. I got a big chunk out of my gutter, this big. How's that not structural damage?
So what we may end up doing is some sort of change order, go through and kind of prioritize which ones were structural that were not identified originally, and we'll get a proposal and get that.
I know some of them were iffy, but we had gutters, you know, a normal gutter that had the edges, had 3 or 4 cracks in it. That's gonna bust up eventually. What we're doing is, why don't we fix it?
And this is quite frankly, this project is certainly under budget, so that's the time to look at this.
If you want, I can go around.
The structural criteria, we want to make sure there's
I was the one who wrote the community.
You know?
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah, I was just saying, in addition to like the structural component, we got to make sure that there's no trip hazards or OSHA issues, you know? I'm not sure if that was a part of the review or not.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was part of the original review.
So you're gonna write with Martha?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, we talked about the regrassing. Anything else with that?
That was part of the golf course reconstruction discussion?
Yes.
Regress?
Yeah. I think it's the first step.
And then Johnson Engineering, the new rate schedule.
Yeah, so work shows up, and all of a sudden they want more money, so.
Hey.
This is actually pretty standard. I've been seeing a lot of this coming through from engineers. Obviously, cost of labor gets heavy money. So in this particular case, the increases range somewhere between 7 and 10%, and it's been several years, so we do the annual, it's in line with what it should be. It is recommended.
Make a motion to approve the new rate schedule from Johnson Engineering.
Second.
All in favor?
I actually had a question on it.
Okay.
I think, wasn't it dated until last August?
No, September 6, 2023.
Yeah, so
They have not,
did we budget for that?
they have not charged under this. And no, we did not.
Okay.
Yeah, we did not budget for that, but keep in mind also, this is an hourly position, so it's really more about how many hours you engage them, not so much a flat number in the budgets.
Right. Okay. Okay. Next is the Heritage Golf Club.
We didn't vote on that, did we?
No.
No. On what, the Johnson Engineering?
Yes.
Yes, we did vote on that, Chris.
Yeah. Pardon?
Yes, we voted on the Johnson Engineering.
Oh, I thought we were having discussion. Sorry, I guess I just voted.
That's okay.
Were you in favor, Chris?
Are you in favor?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now we're on to the Heritage Golf Club. Phil, I thought somebody was going to contact me and not just send this, but that's okay.
Oh, he's happy to contact you. You told me not to give him your number. You told me to send it to Chuck.
Okay.
So I did. So he said he'd love to contact me.
give up our golf course. We're finally making money, we're doing a great job. I'd like your opinions. I'm not sure that this is something that I would want to even consider without the residents being a party to this.
Well, I certainly think the residents should be a party to this. They're essentially stating that the property values would go up quite a bit substantially, so I think that all of the residents would be at least open to hearing how that might happen. It doesn't close any resident out from what I understand, access to the golf course. It would be more of a semi-private type of deal, and any resident could then join if they'd like to as a private member.
Right, and again, then they're joining, but now they don't have to join, play whatever they want.
Well, they wouldn't have to join in that case either. Semi-private means optional, so they can pay as they go, or they can join.
I think before we get too far into this nitty-gritty discussion, I'd like to hear what legal has to say, because it's always been presented to me since I've been on the board that this course is a public course, and it cannot go private. And I'm not saying we're going totally private, but I really think we need, and Tony, hopefully you've had a chance, I know I sent that stuff over to you, before we spend a lot of time really discussing this, where do we stand legally? What can we do, not only based on, the charters of how we're set up as the course in the CDD, but also with the bonds involved?
Well, that's one thing, I think Chuck mentioned last board meeting, I think we had a discussion, we need, first of all, the first step would be to contact bond counsel as to whether or not a sale is appropriate, whether a lease is appropriate, or whether just I'll call it a concessionaire agreement is appropriate, where they operate the golf course and the district still owns it. In looking through the materials, it's obvious that, it appears to be at least, that none of the facilities that they have operated or operate were public entities in the past. They all appear to be private golf courses, private clubs, and so that seems to be missing in here, how they're going to address that aspect. And so, and again, I think it's a combination of bond counsel looking at it, also looking at what other constraints there might be that, again, I've not really delved into it. But I don't think it's just a simple matter of, yes, we need to sell it. One of the issues that always comes into play when, in my opinion, at least when the governmental body, the CDD, wants to dispose of an asset, is whether or not the property is surplus property, or why are they disposing of it. And the arm's length transaction is a surplus, in other words, no longer needed for its original purpose. So that gets a little difficult.
Well, just to be clear, this is not a sale.
It's an operational matter.
It would be a lease.
A lease of the golf course. I think we still need bond counsel review because that could be a transfer, but...
do that due diligence if you could.
Yeah, we'll talk about bond counsel.
My goal is they are hitting me up weekly. So I want this to, well, but I don't want it to stop. And if we can find a solution that might benefit the community, that's my whole goal here, I think.
Okay, but what I'm saying is...
I'll happily give him your number, you can talk to him.
Okay, but I'm saying, if he's continually calling you, just say, we'll get back to you when we have an answer.
Well, I am.
Okay.
I am. But I haven't got an answer, so I'm trying to get an answer for him.
Okay.
So that's why I need Tony to do his due diligence, and then I can have you talk to Jody, and you guys can find out from your conversation with him what you think about it. I personally, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I'm looking for something that might benefit the community. If it increases our property values and it improves the quality of our golf course, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's definitely something we need to take a look at.
I'd like to hear the presentation.
So all this is preliminary presentation. We can't make any educated guesses until we know what we know. So that's all this is.
Right, okay.
So.
And then we have two bonds, because we still have the original golf course bond. So
Okay, yeah, Chuck and I will work with bond counsel, try to contact them after Easter, and then set up a call.
Jeff?
And my only point was just that, it doesn't really, potentially may not even matter what any one of us as a board member wants.
Correct.
It's what documents say we can do with this property.
Right. So, and then bond counsel will help with that. Yes, Jeff?
I have to tell you, I've been involved in the golf business for close to 30 years. This is not a great idea. I understand Phil's position that potential of 20% increase in home value, but if you read one of these lines in here, they talk about the heritage will invest substantial capital in the owner's asset over a long-term lease of 30-plus years. You're talking about control of the golf course for 30-plus years to this group. And they may be a great group. I know people at Troon have told me otherwise, but that's neither here nor there.
They're a competitor, so I'm sure they're going to tell you otherwise.
Well, I have a tendency to believe the people from Troon. That being said, you just have to be really careful here with what they're saying. They're going to say anything to get their foot in the door, and once their foot's in the door, then, yeah, okay, things might change, including the fact that the residents the golfers have ample and opportunity to play at a sizable discount, including season. So I would be cautious. Now, I might be shooting myself in the head right here by saying this, because you know what? You might go through with it, and these might be the new owners of the golf course, and guess who won't be employed here? Me. But I cannot sit here and not say anything, honestly, as your golf professional, as a person who's been on this board, as an employee for 12 years and seen the processes that have been gone through to maintain and keep this golf course. And to turn it over to this company out of hand would be not the right thing to do, in my opinion. Okay?
I thank you, Jeff. I looked at that, I've talked to some other people. I'd like to see proof that the value of the houses are going to go up 20%. How can they even say that? Okay.
They have documentation of it, but
Okay. But again,
they just purchased a club in a public golf course, actually, up in Sarasota called Legacy. And things are already booming up there as far as the neighborhood that it's in. So, I don't know
Okay.
all these answers.
Okay, no, and
Like I said, I'm just looking out for the community here, and if they want to present, there's no harm in them presenting to us, coming to present, and they can answer all these questions. And if it's not a good idea, it's not a good idea. But it's my job as a board member to present good ideas to this community.
absolutely.
So,
we'll see what the bond.
For my opinion, I think it's worth exploring. I think clearly there's a lot of subjective terms that have been laid out here in here. You can question how, where they get their numbers, whatever. But yeah, I'm certainly willing to listen.
Oh, I agree.
But again, I don't think it behooves all of us to spend an enormous amount of time going through and discussing it and so forth until we really know what we can do legally with this piece of land.
totally agree.
Yes.
Tony, you do your thing, and then we'll
And
go over it.
I got to drop.
Okay,
You all have a great day.
talk to you soon, thanks.
You too, thanks.
Okay. So, you guys will look at this and let us know?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oh, the term sheet for the loan.
Yeah, so this came in mid-afternoon yesterday while I was actually in my meeting over at Belgian Landing, so just got eyes on it this morning. Pretty typical language, pretty typical format that we're used to seeing. This would be a semi-annual repayment of $550,000 financed for 5 years. You'd be making your semi-annual interest payments the first of May and November, commencing November 1, 2024, and principal will be annually each May 1st, commencing May 1, 2025. It's a tax-exempt interest rate, currently sitting at 4.4%. and delaying closing beyond that, they fall back to the index that's outlined there, which is 79% of the 5-year treasury plus maturity plus 109 basis points of the floor of 4.49. That will be, when it's fixed and closed, it will be held to maturity. Prepayment, there is a penalty for prepayment if you prepay in the first 3 years. That would be a premium of 102% at the time. So if you want to prepay in year 4, you do so without a penalty. The idea is that they're obviously going to get some of the financing costs. The fee, loan commitment fee is 0.5%, which is pretty standard. In this case, it's $2,750 plus. We'll be responsible for banks, legal counsel, and their fees fixed at $16,000. As we have utilized these guys in the past, I'll just note once again that these guys are extremely user-friendly for governmental entities. They specialize in the actual governmental financing sector. And both Tony and I have good experiences with these guys and their counsel. It's a pretty competitive rate. That is a tax-exempt interest rate. They're only sitting at 4.4%.
It's not that good.
It's pretty good considering the market.
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we accept this loan document and proceed with getting the money to do some bridges.
I have a question before we, do we need to second it first?
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
So the 550 is just for the cost of the bridge? Because from what I understood, there was also construction costs beyond that? Was that included in 550?
I was requested to
The whole scope?
It was $390 for the bridges and an additional construction cost on top of that.
So this covers everything?
That's basically with the 10% of contingency, some of which will be used to offset the closing costs of that point.
Do we need to do what the payment's going to be?
I don't at this point, but we can certainly, next step will be for that to create an amortization schedule. I want a flat amortization schedule on the
And
same.
it's a 5-year term?
It's 5 years.
It's monthly?
That's semi-annual interest and the principal, just like a bond structure. And I will also point out for you, under the collateral section on page 1, this is recognized as a support lien, simply because you currently have outstanding bond debt on the golf course, so this would be supporting to that debt.
100,000+, right? Annually.
Yeah, that's right, pretty somewhere.
Any more discussion? Adam, you still there? Subs? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So Chuck, I just have to sign this.
That over today.
That's going to be sweet.
We'll march towards closing.
Yeah, it'll be real nice.
I would say probably the next couple of weeks.
Okay. No, I think we have it.
What the hell is this?
Okay. You ready?
This is item number 9, Madam Chair. Update on Corkscrew Pine.
Yes, the update on Corkscrew Pines.
What I handed out is a 11x17 printout of the proposed plat for Corkscrew Pines. It was provided to us by the Village of Estero and asked for any comments. And I reviewed it, Johnson Engineering had reviewed it, your managers also reviewed it. And as a result of the review, I sent an email off to the village staff. Jim Hart is no longer there. Mary Gibbs said he's touring with his classic cars and
Yes, enjoying life.
Enjoying life. So after getting all the comments back, I sent an email to Mary Gibbs Village yesterday with regards to the plat, saying that we have some particular concerns. And the concerns are, this property is part of a plat called Stony Brook Unit 8 right now. And the Stony Brook Unit 8 plat has dedications to the CDD for drainage and ingress and egress. But when this plat gets recorded, of course, Blue Pines has drafted to wipe out those easements in favor of the district on the dedication. And what it does, this proposed plat, of course, Blue Pines, if you go on to page 2, that New Bridge Court is indicated as being a private road right-of-way, and it was reserved to the developer Midgard Self-Storage, and also dedicated to the Corkscrew Pines Property Owners Association with responsibility for maintenance. So the self-storage group would have ingress the private road right-of-way on that New Bridge Court with no responsibility for maintenance. And the Corkscrew Pines Property Owners Association would have that tract S-1, which is New Bridge Court, dedicated as a private road right-of-way with responsibility for maintenance. And so what...
Just a question.
Yes.
Track S2, that's where the storage garage is going, or storage?
No. Again, I don't know.
Okay.
They've changed the designation from what we had originally in the Unit 8 plat.
Right.
And Unit 8 plat, that was tract B in the past.
All right.
And the conservation tract was tract G, that hasn't changed. The new tract S2 was formerly tract C. So they renumbered some of them and changed the configuration just a bit. But the important part is the district needs ingress, egress, in our opinion, over that New Bridge Court with no responsibility for maintenance. That's important. Also, there are drainage easements shown on the proposed Corkscrew Pines plat. That's dedicated to the Property Owners Association with responsibility for maintenance. The owners of each tract will be responsible for all service lines affecting their tract. What we sent to the village was, number one, request additional dedications to the CDD for all drainage easements with no responsibility for maintenance, and a non-exclusive easement over and across that tract S-1 New Bridge Court for the sole and limited purpose of permitting access to and from all drainage easements. The reason why we say without responsibility for maintenance, sort of backup. In other words, if that property owners association that has the responsibility to maintain that New Bridge Court or the drainage easement does not, the district can step in and maintain them. It's going to adversely affect the rest of Stony Brook or anything else. And it's typical. A lot of plans for the counties and cities will say, dedicate drainage easements to the homeowners association with responsibility for maintenance, to the village, no responsibility for maintenance. But they have the ability to come in there if they want. So those are the two notes on the left-hand side, the note on the left-hand side, in the blue with the arrow. Furthermore, in my email to the village staff, we said the plat must refer to the declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions for the Pines. The title notes don't reflect any of these covenants. These covenants have to be recorded before the plat reflected. If you recall, the affidavit of notice authorization that the district provided quite a while ago was specifically a condition upon the recording of the fully executed original restrictions. That has not yet taken place to our knowledge. What I'm asking for today is the board authorization. When I sent my email to the village staff was that I would ask the board of supervisors at its meeting tomorrow, which is today, to withdraw and revoke the affidavit of authorization if the fully executed original Stony Brook CDD restrictions as approved by the CDD are not recorded by 5 p.m. this coming Friday. The reason for that is initially Mary Gibbs in her email, one email said it might be heard April 3rd by the village council or April 17th was the other date. Part of it. At the end of this discussion, I'd like to have the board provide that authorization that we can withdraw and have the chair also sign whatever she needs to sign, the manager, to withdraw that affidavit of authorization if the deed restrictions are not recorded by this firm. I don't know if you have any other, Mark, you have any other comments on this plat? Yeah, Judge Sanchurin had some other notes, and we provided those also.
Okay, I just love your legal talk.
Okay, bottom line?
Bottom line.
Layman's terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell did you just say the last 10 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
You can have coffee, but Phil can't. Okay.
Okay, so.
So what we did,
I failed in my task. When I was a prosecutor, I went to this great conference, et cetera. The county attorney from Milwaukee County, this is about 30 years ago, said, you approach when you're making your arguments to the jury, when you're presenting the case in a jury trial. Present your case as if you're talking to seventh graders without insulting their intelligence. So obviously I've not done that well today.
Well, we're sixth graders, so that's okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, bottom line. Withdrawing this does not affect the fact that they were told that they can't put a gas station there.
It should not affect that.
Okay, that would be my biggest concern.
Yeah, well, again, the affidavit of authorization was for the development order, and we said we wanted to make sure that that authorization, that development, we want to make sure these covenants get recorded to make sure there is no gas station.
Okay,
That's what provides the protection for no gas station.
Okay.
Are the covenants.
okay,
They're not yet recorded to my knowledge.
okay, so we're not going to do anything until they're recorded.
Well, that's what I'm asking, that the board to give authorization to revoke the affidavit of authorization if the covenant's not recorded by this Friday. Because the village council may be meeting on this next Tuesday,
Okay, I make that motion.
Second.
In favor?
or next Wednesday.
I,
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's also frustrating is that the developer didn't give the customers, we had to give it to them.
okay. Well, that makes, I just want to make sure that we're,
Mark, anything else to add to it? or not? And if the, I appreciate it, thank you.
is there any start date for the storage unit?
They need to have this plat recorded and the development order, so they can even,
So another 6 months.
Oh, at
I don't
least.
know.
I would say at least.
Maybe a year.
Thank you.
Is that all we need on this?
Yes, sir.
okay. All right.
And you give me a gold star for my Adobe work, so.
Yes, take it away. Okay. Okay, so the financials. As of Friday, we had a cash balance of $819,000.
Correct.
So, we're doing so well, we just want to continue to keep going there. Chuck, just one thing with the loan, that money will be in our account. So we actually could use some of that to pay back the loan, not prepay the loan, but it's our cash now, so we can use that for a loan payment.
Any unused loans?
Oh, this is going to a bond, so it won't actually be in our account.
No, it didn't be here.
Okay.
We'll have it segregated.
Okay, all right,
You'll see an accounting for it on your financial statements going forward.
okay, very good, thank you.
Also want to let you know that I authorized Jeff Hinder to go ahead and sweep some additional dollars into United surplus funds investment accounts.
Oh, okay,
Looking at $700,000 out of the general fund, $400 out of the enterprise fund. That's the golf. And then Stony Brook irrigation fund, another $25,000. It's a little lean right now. We're trying to build that one back up.
yeah, so,
But you're sitting pretty cash heavy right now, so you want to take over there.
Go over there.
It's still 4.75, but
Okay.
the Fed is talking about dropping rates this year three times, so we'll
So
start to
let's-
see that come back down.
yeah, so let's get what we can when we can.
What more do we have to pay as far as work, projects? Is there any more we need to pay out for these projects, the landscaping, the road?
Yeah, you've got some more landscaping work to do,
Yeah, we
right?
have-
That berm.
The berm, and then,
But not a lot, it's not a lot cost.
And actually, we could use some of that landscaping dollars if we need to adjust grades and stuff around the sidewalks that you all were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, equipment, saw, things of that nature.
Because that's
Yeah.
not the road
Make sure it's all
landscape.
tight.
Definitely.
Because Because, yeah, when it's done, it's done. And whatever's left over goes back to where you're substituting.
Okay.
And when is that bond up?
What's that?
When is that bond?
That was a 30-year bond.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
those are there.
But the revenue bond, the interest, so we have 900,000 left. We're paying that
So
bond.
you've got the budget still sitting there.
Yeah, so, okay. The general fund, the assessment level, it looks like we're paying the taxes, we're 102%. Yes, so they still have till April to pay the taxes. Yeah, so we're good with that. What's there? The irrigation funds. I really didn't have any questions.
John, we should be in pretty good shape with water. Ponds
Yeah.
look like they're really full, so
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully that'll get us by, I don't know, the summer's gonna.
no, even that rain helped, the ponds are full, yeah, we're not in a bad spot at all.
Look like we got some reclaimed water to fill up that, the pond by the pond, right?
I think it's between, we got over a little over 2 inches last Thursday.
Well, that one was higher than the regular ponds. Do they?
No, those 2 ponds are connected, but they're not connected to anything else.
Okay,
But that little pond on 16, where you got the car path splits, yeah, they're connected, they're interconnected.
yeah, okay.
But those 2 are not connected to anything else.
Did they finish the project down the road? Did they, remember how we were kind of worried about the fact we wouldn't have water?
They're still working on it, but as of right now, we're hitting our dry, just because they're our dry season right now, you
Is
know.
that a pump station that they're redoing?
They're redoing the plant. They're redoing the plant, actually some hardware and stuff at the plant, so.
So that was open when, be finished when?
Supposed to be finished at the end of summer, ain't it?
So, yeah, this summer.
This summer.
So the closer we get to that point.
Well, I mean, once the summer, we're only worried about water till May. I mean, we're the summertime rains
We
on.
were dry last summer though.
Right, yeah, I mean, but typically, this is,
Should get
right now is the windy time, this is it, so we're sitting pretty good.
All right, well, pass that one, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I did have... Copy lease, Jeff, that looks really high. Do we have
What's that?
the copy machine lease? Do we not budget properly for that?
Oh, well, we had, yeah, we might have missed on the budget on that one, but we did have some excess built up from the previous year.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple bills that weren't paid on time,
Okay.
so we have it squared away now, I believe.
Okay. That was, I didn't have any other questions. John, do you have anything with your budget, where we are with everything? We have something uncoded here. I wanted to talk to Lucy about that.
Yeah, we just have to go into that detail, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'll ask Lucy about that. And I know Adam was contacting Jeff Pinder about when he will actually get the computer and be able to delve into all this stuff, so I don't know where he is with that now.
That should be.
Okay,
Yeah, because he's doing mine at the same time, so I'll have access to the read-only QuickBooks.
right, oh, good. Yeah, I just, read all this is fine.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a issue with the loader lease, the interest portion of that was not hitting operations yet. I haven't seen it hit. And we got that back in October.
Okay, so do you want to have Leslie just contact Lucy with that? Or do you know, which lease is that?
It's the very first one, it says equipment lease, JLG, American Pride.
So interest hasn't hit yet?
No, because we're only responsible for the interest portion of that because it's capitalized. Nothing's hit on that line item yet.
And that's since
Year to date.
October?
Since October, correct.
All right, I will when I call Lucy about the uncoded, I'll ask her about that as well.
Okay. But other than that, no, we're right on schedule.
And you're good, Jeff?
Yes.
You guys have any questions? Now, of course, the bunker road is all done, so it's...
I do plan on, if you notice on my budget on tree removal, because,
2019.
Yes.
I'm gonna have the floor, get all those stumps ground in between 11 and 12 this summer. That's one of the things I wanna try to get done.
Okay.
Get those floors cleaned up real nice, you know what I mean?
Okay, that'll be
Or
good.
that area on 10, all the stumps that, we can't get out,
Speaking of floors, did you ever have your floor done in the...
No, we still gotta get all that figured out, because we gotta get new furniture, new floors. That's probably gonna be a good summer project for us,
Okay.
towards the end of the summer. Once we get all of our heavy stuff out of the way, take a breather and then get that done.
Okay, very good, because that needs to be done. Okay, can I have a motion to accept the financials?
Motion to accept the financials.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
As far as Lancaster, Tony, we spoke, and you were going to contact the HOA attorney. Do we have any idea?
Yes, I was going to update.
Okay.
All right, into that.
Okay, all right, so